Hello and welcome to Industry's Helping Hands. We welcome you to the Talk with Industry Experts session, where in this video, we are going to have a conversation with our guest speaker, Pragya Goyal, co-founder and CEO of Vegh Automobiles. Stories are light. Light is precious in a world. In this talk session, we are going to unfold a story that makes some light and inspires everyone, especially the women. It's a story of Pragya Goyal, who completed her graduation in mechanical engineering and started her own electric vehicle company. She believes Vegh Automobiles is the ideology behind curbing the unsustainable energy crisis. The ideology is driven by science and energy resource. The energy that is pure enough to last, be remembered for, and leave a legacy for its own. Designing effective solutions for electric vehicles is a future career builder for engineers. Students and freshers who are looking to start their career in the EV industry have so many questions on their mind, like how they can get placements in the EV industry. In this talk session, we are going to find the answer to this question. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So if you are dreaming big, looking forward to start a career in the EV industry and wanted to know more about the electric vehicle courses, then you can visit our website industrieshelpinghands.com, or you may download our mobile application also. For more updates, you can join our WhatsApp group and Telegram channel. The link is in the description. Press the subscribe button so that you will never miss any update on YouTube. A strong woman knows she has strength enough for the journey, but a woman of strength knows it is in the journey where she will become strong. So in this talk session, let's unfold the journey of a woman entrepreneur and know how students can make a career in the EV industry. So let's start the session.
See, doing a graduation or diploma doesn't just mean studying in books and coming up. If we talk about a degree program, say engineering, it's a 4 years course, right? In 4 years, people usually get 2 months ka summer break they'll get, and 1 month they'll get as winter break. So roughly 3 months they're on break. So why don't students utilize that break in some industrial training program? What we looked into these people, why we selected out of many was, first is the ability to learn, how dedicated they are to learn and to get themselves upskilled. Some people just want to take job for the sake of getting a job or a name, right? But the first thing I think that any leader looks for is the person enough dedicated towards learning the skills in my company, or I will teach him. Well, if we talk about MATLAB and Simulink, these softwares, there are say there's a shortage of people having skills in this, and the industry has a huge demand. So there's a gap between the demand and the supply. Talking about the vehicle designing, you can choose any vehicle designing software and analysis software, answers, and then designing case SolidWorks, CATIA, anything. So anyway, the EV industry also, the vehicle needs to be designed, the powertrain needs to be analyzed, right? So all these softwares are very much required, and industries are looking for such people with great hands on these software. So this is a great opportunity that you can learn these softwares and grab a good position in any EV industries.
Hello and welcome to Talk with Industries Expert session. And today we are having with us our very special guest speaker of the session, Pragya Goyal ma'am, who is the CEO and the founder of the company of electric vehicles, that is Vegh Automobiles. So she's an inspiration for the student community across India. At this very young age, she started her own initiative, and currently she is leading the company. And many congratulations to Vegh Automobile and the whole company, because the dream of seeing the electric vehicles is now the reality. First batch of Vegh Automobile is already ready for the production. So it's a kind of happiness the whole team is having. So many congratulations to you, ma'am, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Swati. Thank you so much for this opportunity to address the students. It's really close to my heart, because I've always, like, apart from the industry, my interest has always been into teaching and stuff. Even when I was in school, I used to teach my juniors as some tuitions, or so this is really close to my heart, and thank you for this opportunity. And thank you from the whole team to introduce us on the very next day of our first production batch rollout. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. In this conversation, along with ma'am, we are having Mr. Ashish Kaduskar, Product Head of Electric Vehicle Courses at Industries Helping Hands. So thank you so much for joining, Ashish. Sir.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
So, ma'am, as basically, firstly, we are having lots of questions the student has sent to us because they are really very inspired from your journey. So, my first question is related to your journey also because after your graduation, you have took the decision that you want to do something different that many people are not even thinking. So, you have think out of the box. And what's your whole journey? What's your story, ma'am? We would like to know that.
So my story has not been very easy. It has kind of been a roller coaster. Before, getting into a graduation was kind of difficult for me due to various situations around. But somehow, with my support of my parents and grandparents, I managed to get into a college in Noida called JSS Academy of Technical Education, where I joined a team called Team Vegh. Team Vegh Racing is one which participates in all these Baha events. So I was an active member there. Frankly, I didn't know anything about automobiles at that time. But that in the course of 4 years, I made myself to that perfection level that I got a campus placement from Ashok Leyland. That is one of the largest company in commercial vehicle manufacturing. So in Ashok Leyland also, I didn't choose any traditional business like manufacturing spare parts that were like not of my cup of tea. So I chose there to be in a startup which was started by Ashok Leyland. So that is where I learned all the startup culture and how to develop a new business and how to handle a team and cooperate with them. So after being working in Ashok Leyland for like 2.5 to 3 years, I met Mr. Sumit Goyal, who is the director of Mania Juices. We together started this concept and came up that there's a gap in the EV industry. If we see in the regions of Punjab, and Rajasthan, UP, so there are two edges. One is the higher extreme edge of EVs, only which the rich can like afford, and the other one is the local traders who are just bringing the EVs and like selling into the market. So where is the serviceability aspect? Being from an automobile industry, I know all these norms and I'm very particular towards the service. So that is where we started Vegh Automobiles as a concept in EV industry. As a first product, we started with electric two-wheelers. Frankly, for the first 6 months, I alone was working for the company. I developed the product, I contacted many manufacturers and all. But proudly speaking, from that time to today, we are a team of over 30 members. People trusted us, joined us, and yesterday was the day we rolled out our first production.
That's absolutely an inspiring journey from alone to creating a team of 30 people who are trusting you. And most importantly, the customers are also waiting to have the Vegh automobile so that they can also build their trust. So it's all the result of your journey. You have alone started, but now it's people are connecting with you. So, ma'am, basically, as you have mentioned that apart before you are an entrepreneur, you are first a teacher because you like to teach to the students, your college juniors. So basically, ma'am, we have found out that in our startup space also, the students are not so skilled as per the demands of the industry. There are certain kind of loopholes where the upskilling is required in this space. So, ma'am, I would like to know your opinions regarding the upskilling, why it is important, because you are also the CEO of the company. So, whenever you have to hire anyone, you are looking some kind of skills and qualities in them so that they can contribute in the company. Would like to know your views on it, ma'am.
See, I believe upskilling is a give and take process. If the industries want skilled people, they should give to the students in the same manner. Like they should have industry training programs or internship programs, or even one who is not skilled enough but capable of learning, they should give him a chance to learn. Whereas on the other side, if you talk at the students aspect, see, doing a graduation or diploma doesn't just mean studying in books and coming up. If we talk about a degree program, say engineering, it's a 4 years course, right? In 4 years, people usually get 2 months ka summer break they'll get and 1 month they'll get as winter break. So roughly 3 months they're on break. So why don't students utilize that break in some industrial training program? I believe there are a lot of industries who give industrial training as a CSR or internships. Many things are there. So 3 months in a year and in 4 years, that is equivalent to 1 year of industrial training. So I think it's an enough opportunity for students to learn and upskill in that way. If you say in the foreign culture as well, people start doing these practical exercises. If one has to become a doctor, he starts doing this nurse work from class 10th itself, right? But this is something which we are missing in India. So this is what I personally did. From my first year itself, there was no break which I spent at home. I usually went to different companies for industrial training. Paid or unpaid, that's a secondary thing. The first thing was to upskill my old thing. So that is what I recommend to students. In a year or 4 years, just try different industries. You will understand what are you interested in, what is the skill level they demand, and where are you currently standing. So I think that this applying this thing will be very beneficial for the students.
Exactly, ma'am. Absolutely correct. Why don't we utilize the time we are having, whether it's paid or unpaid internship? But the most important thing that is valuable is your skill and that you are learning while you are having the break. So that matters a lot. And the second thing is that, ma'am, whenever I'm having the interaction with the students, especially the girl student who belongs to mechanical, electrical, core branches, but we have found out that the ratio is very less. Like when I see in the mechanical stream, out of the 60 students in the class, only 5 or 6 are girls. So when they used to come up to me and they said that, is there any opportunity they are having in the electric vehicle industry? So I'm just putting their question in front of you because you are the girl student and a girl woman founder. So I would like to know your opinion so that they will understand and take motivation from you.
So this ratio of less girl student in mechanical, ये तो ऐसे कि बहुत सालों से चलता आ रहा है. But then we need to understand that the traditional mechanical companies were into manufacturing. तो गर्ल्स का परसेप्शन होता था कि भारी सामान उठाना, वो शेड के नीचे काम करना, all that things were there practical in the industry, due to which girls were not felt कि वो compatible हैं to work in the industry. But now the scenario has completely changed. Mechanical doesn't include only manufacturing. It is a whole lot of a multidisciplinary project as of now. It will include your designing, it will include your vehicle integration, vehicle architecture, your powertrain systems. And talking about the EVs. So EVs though is a completely multidisciplinary system. It will include mechanical engineers, it will include electrical engineers, it will include you people from vehicle integration, your graphic designers, your vehicle designers, so then powertrain, battery management systems. So there is a huge scope of girls in this industry. And I think more and more girls should be participating. If there are many companies as of now who have done 100% workforce as women, so I think that these all things are enough encouragement for the women to come up in this industry and take a step forward. Like, why should boys have all the fun, right? So,
Exactly.
so there's no, like, nothing is there that can stop a woman from joining this industry. There are a lot of domains in which they can work. And today all the processes are mostly automated, right? So even on the manufacturing premises, women can work. So I would like humbly request all the women who are interested to come up and take up this industry. Just don't step back because you're a woman and हमारी दुनिया तो सिर्फ कंप्यूटर के सामने है. Just don't stay there. And trust me, this industry respects women a lot.
So do
And you as an example and in motivation and inspiration for the young women or the girls who are watching us today. Like if you can, then definitely anyone can because you are itself an example that you have set. Not only just doing a job in this industry, but itself founding such industries where like women need the support or like you are respecting the women in your organization. Also, you are trying to like include certain women's also. So that's really an incredible thing that you are already doing. And apart from this, ma'am, I would like to know that recently you have done some hiring. So hiring is always a very important part of any of the organization because uh, I would say that workforce is the backbone of any of the company. So when you are into the next side of the table, because in your college life you were on the other side of the table, and now currently you are in the other side of table. So I would like to know that what are the skills that currently you are looking forward among the students when it comes to hiring for your company?
Frankly, when I went for hiring recently, we hired diploma graduates. and that was an internship, and like it is a 3-month internship, and then we'll offer a full-time placement to these students. Why we chose to hire freshers was, again, as you said, after diploma or after their studies they have nowhere to go, no direction. So I thought why not my industry starts with this, as I'm like inclined and hard touched to these people. So this is what I took as the first step. What we looked into these people, why we selected out of many, was first is the ability to learn, how dedicated they are to learn and to get themselves upskilled. Yeah, some people just want to take job for the sake of getting a job or a name, right? But the first thing I think that any leader looks for it is the person enough dedicated towards learning the skills in my company, or I will teach him. I think that's the first thing. Apart from that, I never used to question someone, Aapko, you know this or you know that. I used to ask them what you have learned. Whatever they have learned, are they thorough with that? Or they have learned just for sake of like going through the books and getting good marks and showing to the relatives. So these are the only two things I personally look in students, is their dedication to learn, and whatever they have learned till date, actually they have learned it for the purpose of knowing things or just the showing off. These are the two things. Anyway, skills can be taught later, even if they know how to like make a vehicle or anything. Every company's environment and work culture and work direction is different. People have to again relearn some things and like unlearn some things in the industry. So how capable that person is doing those things is the thing we look for in the industry. So,
Exactly.
in short, whatever you do, whatever you're learning, just do it to the core. That's my suggestion to the students there.
Exactly. Absolutely all right, ma'am. Because whatever be the things that you are learning, if you are knowing only the foundation or the basics, it's okay. But it's a thing that skills can be taught, but attitude can't be taught. So it's the learning attitude that students should have so that they can learn anywhere in any of the ecosystem. So, ma'am, as for your journey, like whenever you are having the hiring experience, you are having the interactions with the colleges also, and like we all are graduated from the college. So, in our mind also, we are having certain perspective. Okay, this thing should have to be changed, or this thing should have to be updated. So, I would like to know your opinion, ma'am, when it's come to the electric vehicle industry, because this is something that is, I don't say very new, but yeah, it's something quite new for the colleges also. Like whenever they are having the placement, so they are already before that dealing with the ICE engines company related things. But now it's the EV industry. So what are your piece of advices to the college training and placement cells, how they should have to provide training or update their curriculum so that the students will get placements in the electric vehicle industry?
So, as of now, I think the electric vehicle industry has still not been placed in the curriculum of any degree or diploma as such. But if you see, as I said, electric vehicles is a multidisciplinary industry. So, in the electric vehicles, we have vehicle dynamics, we have vehicle mechanics, we have vehicle design, architecture, then the powertrain, controller systems, battery management, CAN communications. So from mechanical to electrical to CS, everyone is involved here. So based on the students' interest, the colleges can like pick up one or two courses for the CS, for the electrical, for the mechanical, and not if not in the course of the curriculum, but as an extra vocational training, like every Saturdays, half days, they can get some expert and give these training to the students about the basic at least, so that they have an overview whenever they sit in an interview or to try to join some organization. That will be really helpful for the students. Moreover, I say we are fortunate enough to be born in the era of internet. If your college or your training placement cell is not supporting you in that way, you can definitely go to these, and like you're capable enough of self-learning, right? So you can go to these places and make yourself industry ready.
Exactly. That is the thing that is quite something missing in the system, where the students are not so like hands-on training is something missing, and only the theoretical knowledge is there. So until and unless the student is not having the exposure to see the things, is something that is missing. But I really appreciate that the organizations like Wake is providing such internships to the students, so that at least in that span of 3 months, They come up to the industry, they see how the things are working and learn. So it's a great opportunity of learning. I would say that you are providing to the students are really much appreciated efforts that you guys are doing in your organization. So basically, we are having Ashish sir also. Sir, you are already having the conversation with so many students. I would like to know that what are your questions because ma'am is already there with us. So what kind of questions you are having to ask with ma'am so that it can be a knowledgeable session for the student community.
Yeah. Since ma'am already explained a lot of things for the students, but still some of the students get confused in which area they should more focused on because there's a lots of opportunities in the EV industry, like you said, battery technology. I mean, R&D portion, sales and marketing, and CS, that is the technology based in which that the work is all also going on, and powertrains and motors itself, and designing portions. So in which section that students should get more focused on in order to get placed in the EV industry, because if you go to any of the sites in which you will see some of the courses, then student still, because they didn't know anything about any particular section, so they often go confused and choose the wrong one.
See, in terms of whatever you mentioned, I'll say nothing is the wrong one here. Everyone have their own interest. So whatever do they do best out of their interest will definitely be right. Okay, so we cannot force anyone that you choose this, but maybe he has his skills in the other domain. I'll just correlate this to one thing. If you go for an engineering program, in the first year, you'll see if it is CS branch, IT, EC, mechanical, electrical, everyone has the same subjects, right? From second year onwards, their specializations start. If you go in any industry, one even after placement, 1 year or 6 months of industrial training will be there. That is in every domain, and then according to their interest they're segregated into different departments. So this is a similar kind of a situation. When you're new to the industry and you see a lot of options, I'll say just start somewhere at least. Okay, don't stop thinking that I might take the wrong decision. See, it's a long way to go. Start somewhere, start building your knowledge from any side of the domain, whether it is architecture, manufacturing, CAN communications, batteries, just start anywhere. Eventually, you'll get to learn about the whole product and the whole industry. And then you decide within a span of 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, whatever it takes. And then you decide where you need to move on further. But I'll say just with the hesitation of I might go wrong, don't stop and sit. I don't have the knowledge. I'll choose some domain. I'll study something. I might go wrong. Just study the basics of the whole industry. I am sure, pretty sure, at that time only you will find your interest. But still, I'll say, just start somewhere, and you will definitely get your path.
Absolutely all right.
So there are different softwares also. Means the simulation portion is also important, and the designing softwares also. So what's your point of view that this simulation and the designing softwares will be helpful for any student if they acquire the grasp in that softwares?
So I think the simulation software are one of the most important areas in any industry today, especially in EV as well. For example, if you talk about MATLAB and Simulink, these softwares, these there are I'll come say there's a shortage of people having skills in this, and the industry has a huge demand. So there's a gap between the demand and the supply. Talking about the vehicle designing, you can choose any vehicle designing software and analysis software, answers, and then designing case SolidWorks, CATIA, anything. So anyway, the EV industry also, the vehicle needs to be designed, the train needs to be analyzed, right? So all these softwares are very much required, and industries are looking for such people with great hands on these software. So this is a great opportunity that you can learn these softwares and grab a good position in any EV industries. So if one has an interest in any of these software, I'll say just go ahead.
Absolutely correct, ma'am. And that is the thing that we have observed, and we are having the conversation with industry leaders also. So, the thing that you have mentioned right now, I would like to just say to our student community, this is something very important. The thing that you have mentioned in the simulation, MATLAB and Simulink are the important tools that industry is currently using. So, if you are knowing that skill and if you are very hands on with this, then definitely the industry is having the demand. And right now, it's a kind of a shortage in the skill, I would say that industry is already looking, because industry eventually needs you, but until and unless you have to develop in yourself the kind of skills that you are having. So that's why in industry is helping hands we have taken this thing, so that in our platform students would learn the softwares like MATLAB, Simulink, a proper knowledge of designing related, whether it's related to SolidWorks or CATIA, so that you can become industry ready while you are having all these experiences. So, ma'am, I would like to know that, because whenever you are doing the hiring, lots of resume come onto your table. So, and we are so busy on the work, so we can't read each and every line of the resume, right? So there might be certain things that particularly we should pay interest on. Okay, these are the things I'm going to check in the resume. So I would like to know that what are the things you check on anyone's resume, so that student will understand, okay, this is the thing where I have to work on.
This is a typical question. So, okay, the first thing I'll say, I'll look on the resume. Frankly, I'll say is the frequency of the person who has changed. If he has worked in an industry, say he has an experience of 6 to 7 years, the frequency in which he has changed the organizations. So I understand today people are very eager with learning new skills, and every year they find out new, better opportunity. But for me, dedication to any organization is also important, right? I'm not saying you work in one industry for 6 years, but changing in organization every year and year, whether the organization has also invested you, is not fair to the organization itself. You learn and you go away. That's not the correct path one should follow, right? Again, I say it's a give and take system from both the sides. So for me, the first eye catching thing is definitely this. Then is what all skills he has learned. I do not look at the what is the graduation he has done and all, but during the graduation, if he's like, if we talk about a fresher, during the graduation, along with that curriculum courses, I never look at the percentage what he has got. Frankly, I've never looked at one. But yes, during his course of 4 years or 3 years, whatever, what else he has learned? Does he have any industrial training in that time, or not even industrial training, but any softwares, anything? It may be even related to graphic designing. I don't mind content writing, anything. But it's that that again shows his dedication to learn and try new things and upskill himself. That is the two things I firstly look upon them. So I said, just don't waste your time anywhere. Try to learn and upskill yourself wherever possible.
Exactly, ma'am. And lastly, ma'am, would like to know one thing that you definitely relate with your student life also, because few years ago you were also the student. So would
Yeah.
like to know that what kind of advices would you like to give to the students as the CEO of the company, I would say.
There are a couple of things I have faced myself or seen my batchmates face. So, what I'll suggest is, as I say, don't waste your summer holidays. Just do something. Go for an industrial training or do some Coursera course, not for the sake of just doing it and showing it on the certificate. Frankly, I've done many courses and I do not have the certificates because, okay, for certificates you have to pay. I'm not saying you to invest money or spend money. Do it for the sake of learning, right? So don't waste such times and explore yourself. Get into different situations and different industry domains. Don't just restrict yourself, because it may be automobile, it may be thermal power plant, it may be anything, right? Or if you talk about electrical, there are many domains. So don't just restrict yourself to any one domain. Try different things, because that is the time for you to explore. If you make your mindset then only, then when will you explore? That's the time when you should keep a hands on of different domains, and then in further in your life you should choose, okay, this is the one where I have to go. So explore and just start off somewhere. Don't sit, don't hesitate just because you might get wrong. Everyone gets wrong in the life, but eventually अपने आप path बन जाता है. ठीक है? So just don't lose hope and keep doing.
Exactly, the jaha hai wahan raha hai is something that you are trying to say. Like just go on the way and see and explore what you can learn. So it is something that is the valuable suggestions that you have given to our student community. So thank you once again, ma'am, for all your time and all your suggestions. It really means a lot for our student community. Ashish sir, would you like to conclude anything?
Thank you, ma'am. You have explained very well. That will be very beneficial for the student to get started with their career. At least what the opportunity they get, they should grab it and start exploring and learning new things in day by day. So thank you very much for your time. And over to you, Swati.
Thank you once again, ma'am.